Who wants to double dip? I want to double dip. You want to double dip? Let's double dip. Mock draft on Sleeper and Best Ball Draft live at the same time. Same. Let's do it. The Fantasy Football Show. Graveyard Edition. Live Draft Edition. Mock Draft Edition begins right now.
You're watching a
Graveyard Stream.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Just dropped the mock draft link. It is going to go as quick as Marvin Harrison Jr. down the field, as quick as Achane down the field. 2 spots left, 1 spot left. Oh, they're all full. All the mock draft spots are full, ladies and gentlemen. We're also going to get on over to the Underdog Fantasy. Let me, real quickly, let me drop the link to Underdog Fantasy right here, and then we'll start the mock draft. Here is the Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty link right there. And let me pin that link so that we can get everybody signed up. Minimum of $10. They'll match your first deposit by 50% on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. So make sure you hit that link that I just dropped in the live chat. I'm going to pin it in the live chat, and then we're going to, in a few minutes here, go in and select a draft. So hang tight while we do that. Let me go over to the mock draft board. Here is the mock draft board. We're going to hit start right this very second, and then we're going to jump right in. Let me just adjust that. Draft settings. This is make sure we have this correctly. We haven't done a mock draft in quite some time on this channel. We have literally, it's been a while. We're going to go PPR, not Dynasty, PPR, regular draft. This will be a PPR redraft. 1 QB, 12 teams, roster settings. We don't go normally too deep in this. We're going to go 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, and a tight end. Let's keep it simple. Simple is good. Let's start said draft. Boom. Draft has commenced. Okay, Kool-Aid's up, and then Sebastian, then Dave, then King, then your boy, then Jay Honey, then an imposter, and then Gerwin, and Johnny, and SCC, Turf, and Travis Rowe. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, we're going to go over to the Underdog draft in just 1 second. Let me go ahead and CD Lamb. I can't pass on Lamb Chops here. We'll go Lamb Chops. Why did Gibbs go at 2? Holy crap. What are you doing, Sebastian? Jeez. All right. While this draft is taking place, your boy's going to go back to full screen. I'm going to go into the Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty app. I'm going to cycle on over to, what do they have right now? Let's get into, I'm going to wait a second because we're going to have John complain and gripe and moan that we didn't wait for him and go into the Puppy 2, okay? Click the green button on the Puppy 2 in 5. John, I'm counting down for you. 3, 2, 1. Click the green button on Puppy 2. I'm going to wait about 7 seconds because of the YouTube delay, and we'll all get into the same draft. There's no excuse. You should have had the Underdog app open and waiting. Puppy 2 was just 2 swipes away. We're in. Now let me set that up on my screen here, and then we will commence on said draft. Puppy 2 is loading. Draft will begin in 52 seconds. Enter draft. There we go. Let's see if that comes up. There we go. We got Tebow in there. We got Troy. We got Golf. We got Miles. We got a full slate of people in this one. Scooby's in here. Okay. So that's loading. let's go back to the mock draft board and see how the mock draft is going. This draft will commence in, what is it? A few 43 seconds or something like that. All right, so we're going to go back to this board. Hold on a second. Olave. Jeez. I guess I'll go Olave. You snipers, man. There's nothing left. Kyron and Achane never go before everybody else. That's crazy. Okay, so let's go back to full screen. It's going to take me a minute to navigate all this, by the way. I'm on the clock in the other draft, which is the Best Ball Mania draft. I just selected CeeDee Lamb. We're going to go double Lambs. We're double dipping on the mock draft. We're double dipping on the players we're drafting. I'm taking 2 CeeDee Lambs. 1 copy of Lamb and another copy of Lamb. Doing it live. Is John in? Did John get in? John, are you in? Are you in, Johnny boy? Breece Hall going number 3. Okay. Breece Hall going number 3. Let's head on over to the mock draft. Or, I'm sorry, the mock draft. Let's go over to the mock draft, see how the mock draft is cooking up. I'm on the clock again. I got 12 seconds. Why is that picking? What's going on here? Oh. That's because I wasn't on the clock. I thought I got confused. Sebastian timed out. I thought I was on the clock. This is a lot on my sensory overload. Hold on, let's go back. The main thing is because I got to switch between these 2 damn screens. We're getting it. We're picking it up. Okay, so we're far away from being on the clock in this draft right here. I thought I was on the clock. I'm like, why can't I pick? Sebastian timed out in the mock draft. Way to go, Sebastian. Way to spill the milk at Thanksgiving, pal. Way to go. Tebow's on the clock with a back-to-back pick, so let's go head over and check in on the mock draft. We're getting the hang of this. I just have so many windows open that I never cycle between, half of this stuff at this particular way. Just gives a little bit of getting used to. Okay, let's go over to the mock draft. Mock draft, here we come. Here we come, mock draft. What are we doing here? Did I time out? I timed out. Well, that's okay. Let's see what we got. ETN. All right. I see what you're doing there. ETN, I could deal with that. I got Lamb, Olave, ETN. We timed out. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Sebastian's back from timeout. McBride in the 3rd round. What are we doing there? Especially you look, we got to change your name, bro. We got to change your name. What are we doing with this same name thing? On top of that, what are you doing with McBride? Drafting McBride in the 3rd round. What in the hell's going on? There's a lot of things going wrong in this 7 slot. Jefferson, London, Kincaid. We got Kincaid in the 3rd. What are you doing? What are you guys doing? You're making us look bad. If there's any new people watching this stream, you're drafting Kincaid in the 3rd round, Gerwin. What the hell's wrong with you? I've taught you better than this. This is embarrassing. Oh, Gerwin, what in the hell are you doing? What are you imposter Smitty and Gerwin doing to this draft? Are you guys trolling or are you really trying to draft here? Unbelievable. All right. There's real money being spent here. I don't think people are making those kind of picks. This is why we don't mock draft anymore. It's triple tight end premium. All right. Good Lord. Do another sleeper mock draft. Why? Why? Get your guys. No, Troy. No, Troy. You don't take Ricky Parasol in round 3. Oh, my God. Okay. What are we doing back there? What are we doing back there? Gerwin, explain yourself. All right, I'm on the clock here in the the best ball draft. I've got CeeDee Lamb. I'm probably gonna say this is a wee bit early, but not really, because he's the top running back ranked. It doesn't matter that there's nothing but RBs essentially there. I don't know if I'm timing out in this other draft or not. I am totally unsure. I'm gonna go with Josh Allen here. Totally balanced approach. CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry, Josh Allen. Couldn't be more pleased with that start. Let's go see what Gerwin's doing over here. Gerwin, damn boy, what are we doing back there, Gerwin? Mock draft. Maybe Gerwin thought, look, this is a possibility. Look, we always mock draft as if we're drafting the entirety of the draft, like 18 rounds. We're just cutting it down. Like, we always do it that way. I don't know if some of you are thinking that we're filling those positions. Like, we're not going to train that way. Like, we're essentially just trying to. I need to expand this a little bit. All right, I'm on deck in this draft. We're just making it a shorter draft. That's all it is. All right, I'm on the clock here. ETN, I timed out on ETN. Olave. Let's go with I guess Devontae Smith. There we go. Devontae Smith. I mean, guys, we've mock drafted before. Are we forgetting how we do it here? We just don't. I don't like going like 18 rounds, so we just shorten it. But no one's trying to fill a certain amount of like positions. That was just. I shouldn't have said it at the beginning. I think some of you took it the wrong way. I'll put that on me. I'll put that on me. Draft as if you were going 18 rounds. That's the whole concept here. Maybe that's what Smitty, imposter Smitty, was doing and Gerwin was doing, I guess. No, Gerwin's not. Gerwin's drafting all wide receivers, so no, he has no excuse. Gerwin, where are you? Speak up, Gerwin. All right, let's go back to the important draft. That's why I don't mock draft anymore. The ADP sucks. The draft data is horrible. It's so bland. It's a ghost town. Not that, Gerwin. There's Gerwin. Gerwin says Gerwin. Gerwin. Is that how I pronounce it? Gerwin? Is that what we're doing there, Gerwin? You correcting me? You trying to tell me how to do something, Gerwin? What in the hell are you doing? Gerwin. You know you're my boy, Gerwin. I'm not mad at you. Okay, so we're getting close to being on the clock here in the mock draft. Let's see here. Let's go back to the mock draft board. This is also pretty tough to do all this at once, to be honest. I mean, it's fun. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like doing two different drafts. Maybe we try it again next time. Maybe we kick another one off, and then this time everybody will draft smartly. So far, I got 3 wide receivers. What QBs are available? None, because you guys all took them in the second and third round. What RBs are available to maybe select here? I guess you guys sniped all those too. I'm going to time out here. Ah! James Cook. You guys know I don't love James Cook. Okay, let's back out of this and start one more time. You guys ready? Let's do another mock draft. Okay. I'm going to pick this 2 spot here so that I'm far, actually I'm going to take the 1 spot just so I'm far away from picking and I have back-to-back. It's a little easier to navigate the live stream that way. I'm up next in the best ball. Here's this. Boom. Join that league. Go back to the best ball board. And we are on the clock here. All right. I'm on the clock. So this particular draft so far, I've got Balance. I've got Lamb. I've got Derrick Henry. I've got Josh Allen. I love this so far. The top player available for, in my opinion, is probably going to be. Let me look at these RBs. Damn, the RBs aren't looking too strong. God, I say to kind of maybe even stay away from this guy, but I mean, at this stage, I'm just going to do it to get the balance. I'm not to stay away from Andrews totally, but he's not my favorite player. But that feels pretty good. The balance feels good. And then this next pick here, I could go Hollywood. I could go, we're talking about him today. I'm going to cue Calvin Ridley and sit on him. And then let me see if I can find, I don't think these RBs feel good enough to go right here. I'm just going to take Ridley and see how this, Lamb, Ridley. I don't mind this. I don't mind this at all. Feels really balanced, really nice. All right, let's go back to the mock draft board. Hold on, Sebastian. Let's go back to the mock draft board and potentially kickstart this draft. All right, this time, guys, draft as though you're drafting 18 rounds. Don't take, I put the lineup requirement there just so that it would show the positions, but just pretend you're drafting 18 rounds. Meaning, if you don't ever draft a quarterback in the first 4 or 5 rounds, then don't do it. You don't need to have the full roster. And, part of me is like, let me just, we're not going to draft past like round 5, but just because I feel like people aren't listening to that, I'm going to create the positions and we're just going to stop drafting at a certain point. So bench, let me add some bench. We're not drafting past round 5 or so. We'll just add a couple bench spots. I added some linebackers on accident. Whoops. Okay, here we go. We're going to go 5 rounds. This will be easier for everybody to, I think, get if they're trying to pick it up here, what we normally do. I just don't like going 18 rounds on a mock draft. I think it's ridiculous. Okay, JJ, no. CD Lamb, maybe. Let's go Christian McCaffrey. Let's do it live. McCaffrey, boom. All right, let me show the mock draft board here. McCaffrey, Lamb. There we go. Garwin's back to totally redeem himself. Sebastian, you're live. Hello.
Hey, Smitty, I had switched like apps, and I didn't know that it automatically drafts. Like, it shouldn't be taking Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round. But it auto drafts if you're not on sleeper, like in 1 second.
When you're on auto, you got to turn it off.
Yeah, I did, but it like turns it back on, like even though you turn it off.
I don't know about that. I think maybe you just
on Underdog it doesn't do that, but I think it's because it's a mock draft and not
I don't know. I think maybe I'll have to see what you're talking about, but I think you can turn it off. You just got to uncheck the auto pick tab. But maybe there's an error on that device or something like that.
No. Like when you switch apps, it automatically toggles it back on. So like you got to toggle it off when you go back in. But as soon as you switch, it'll.
Okay. I don't know.
All right. Go back to Underdog.
To be honest with you, I don't mean to burst anyone's bubble, but I don't know that we'll be. I'm not saying we're never going to mock draft, but I don't know that we'll be mock drafting much. I know that's not what everybody wants to hear, but. I don't know, like, sometimes I even get tired of, like, just monotonous drafting, Like, I don't know that I want to... We do a lot of Underdog. It's real money. I know not everybody can do Underdog. I get that, and I know you want to mock draft, but literally the reason mock drafts are kind of ghost towns now is because it's not fun anymore to anybody. It's like once you start going skydiving, are you going to want to play are you going to want to do a simulation skydiving, like, game, or are you going to be like, let me just get out there? I just feel like mock drafting lost its allure. But anyway,
real money at that point.
Yeah, I'd rather just mock draft a $5 real draft. That's how I look at it. But I get that people can't all play Underdog. I understand that. But I just don't know. We only have so much time, and I might try and do this like once a week. And it's not that hard to go back and forth. It's taking a little bit of muscle memory for a lot of the things you guys don't see that I got to do on my end because of how I got to get all my system set. There's a lot of window sizing situations that I've had to set up in advance, switch through, toggle through this, toggle through that, go back to that screen. I'm getting the hang of it within like 2 or 3 minutes, but SCC79, you're on auto. And we're coming up on the Underdog. I'm a little ways away in the mock draft, so I'm going to switch over to the best ball draft and put that on screen. Travis, you're live. What's up, my guy?
I'm just calling in to retire from mock drafting.
Isn't it just kind of boring?
Not doing it anymore. Yeah, and I don't know. I always like screw something up, or I don't agree with the ADP, so I never want to be the one that goes against the ADP, even though it's like there was a list of receivers here that I would never have taken in second, third, or fourth rounds, And it's like, so once you jump to ADP, then it kind of throws the mock draft off, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not knocking it for people who like it. It can be a good thing to train yourself a little, but I don't know how good it is, even if the ADP is bad.
Yeah, the ADP is horrible. Like Yeet, you complain sometimes a little much. It seems. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong on that? Am I miscalculating Yeet?
He's always. We'll call it a constructive criticism.
Yeah, you're a constructive critic.
The line.
You're a constructive critic, bro. But like,
he likes to push the line a lot.
Yeah, a little bit. He's saying, why don't you call yourself the Underdog Smitty Show? Yeah, okay, Yeet. Like, I don't provide you with more content than any other channel, bro. I'm constantly I'm on deck in both. Hold on a second.
He always Yeah, go ahead.
Let me see if I can get over to the other screen fast. Hold on. I feel like I'm. Oh man, I'm gonna time out in the mock. Oh well, mock's not as important. Let me go with what RBs are around. I'm gonna go with Najee. Okay. Let's see what I got though.
I kind of found a way to get around bad ADP data. Is I look at the number of the, like on Underdog, say you have the Keon Coleman versus a Blake Corum. They're 50 spots apart on Underdog, but they're similar as far as like wide receiver, like 20-something versus Blake Corum, running back 20-something. So I just line those up when I'm like looking at the board. And,
this is garbage. This is
garbage. Mock draft.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, Sebastian, but first of all, I timed out on both these picks. This is garbage. Stroud is the auto pick in a 1 QB. These are not super flex rankings. Stroud's the auto pick.
Yeah, how's that even possible?
Like, it's so complaining Yeet over here. Yeet saying that this is not a ghost town. It's very poppin'. Why not do drafts? Might as well call yourself the Underdog Smitty Show or whatever. Like, number one, Underdog is a sponsor. You see an Underdog sign right behind me. You can look over the shoulder here. There is an Underdog. So yeah, this is an Underdog. There's on the screen. This is an Underdog. That is a sponsor of mine. That is who we draft with. That's Sleeper's not paying me anything. And to go over there and to be frank, how can you defend that this is live and popping over there when you have this ADP of Stroud going auto drafting in a 1 QB to my 2.12? Because the auto draft ADP, the ADP data that's driving the pre-rank list, is completely off kilter. This is wild. I don't know. I'll still finish this mock draft out, but that's crazy.
They're saying if it's only a 5 round, I guess it can change the rankings, which if that's the case, that's foolish too.
Yeah, but this time I set the lineup requirements to be, no, look.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah.
Oh God, it didn't even save it. I did set it there, but it didn't save it. That's probably
Dynasty.
why it is doing that, but I did save it.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I didn't set it as Dynasty. I set it as redraft, and I started a new one, and it reset it back to Dynasty. These settings are garbage.
Yeet should run the show. I think Yeet should run the show from now on. He's got it figured out.
Yeah, Yeet, thanks for being here. Thanks for fantasy splaining it, Yeet. I don't know what I'd do, pal, without you. Okay. And not to mention your you say no. What do you say? No before you talk. Why don't you know before you talk, Yeet? Because you're acting like I should just call myself the Smitty Fantasy Show. I create more content than any channel out there. I go live when news breaks. I go live at 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. None of which is, either one is a draft show. That sum total of YouTube content is 5 times more than any other channel. These are all extra draft shows, bro. They happen at midnight. So maybe you should know before you talk, because you're running your mouth about me being the Underdog only show. I mean, unreal. All right, hold on. Let's go back to this board here. So my team so far, I have CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry, Josh Allen, Mark Andrews, Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, Najee Harris. Pretty good squad. Let's see here. Wide receivers. I don't know what I'm going to do with this pick. Sebastian, hang up. Sebastian? Yeah, he's gone.
I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of goofing on it, but I don't knock anyone who likes mock drafting. I'm not saying that, but like I get more out of, like, I kind of treat like the $3 Underdog thing kind of like my mock drafts, where I can try different things, and it's not the highest stakes, but there's actually a prize, and just personally I get more out of that. But
what am I going to do here? I got Christian Watson, Calvin Ridley, CeeDee Lamb. Feel good about that. Kind of need another RB. Obviously, always could use another receiver. Don't really love the receivers here. I'm going to go with Trey Benson, get a little crazy. I got Derrick Henry, Najee, and Trey. Okay, Tony Pollard. Let's see here. Wide receiver, I'll go 80 Mitchell here. Boom. Okay, let's go check on the mock draft. I don't know what's going on. Did I time out again? Oh no, I'm almost on the clock. It's all right, Yee, but just be more positive. You're negative a lot. You're constantly negative. All right, what am I doing here? It's on Dynasty settings, like Travis Kelce. This is garbage. Travis, I don't know. It's like you can't even find the players anymore because it reset it to Dynasty settings. I didn't tell it to do that. We just did a normal draft. DW's in the house. DW's in the house. I don't even know who to pick here. Because it's not even in normal, it's not in a good order at all. I never take T. Higgins, but I'm timing out. There you go. Okay, mock draft over. I'm maybe we'll revisit this another day, but I don't know. I think I'm down. First of all, missing DW dropping freaking 20 gifted memberships, was it? DW dropping 20?
20.
Did he drop more than 20?
I think just 20. Well, just 20.
Gifted 20. Yeah, the 20. Dang. DW, thank you, pal. DW to the mother freaking moon. Let's go. Let's go, DW. Where's my button? Where's my button?
Mashed potatoes!
DW to the mother freaking moon. Look, I'm sorry if I got a little testy there, Yeet. Just be more positive. That's all I'm going to ask you, okay? Also, I'm sorry if I offended anybody not enjoying and liking another 20 gifted memberships by DW. DW's back. It's, you know, we're getting closer to tax season again. Not really, but quarterly. So he's out there just dropping loads out there tonight, dropping just massive wads. DW, appreciate you dropping another 20. DW to the moon. If you got a gifted membership from DW, can you guys give him a thank you? He dropped he double dipped on the double dip show, by the way. Two 20 gifted memberships. Absolute monster.
Mashed potatoes!
But anyway, I apologize if I offend any mock drafters out there. I apologize if it sounds like I don't want to do mock drafts going forward. I'm just being real with you. I try not to lie to anybody ever. I try to always be honest with you. And the way I'm feeling right now is I don't really care about mock draft data. I think the mock draft data looks like garbage. I get that the settings may have altered that. Like Stroud going in that mock draft is because you saw me set it. I don't know if you guys are watching. I went 2 running backs, 3. I hit save.
Yeah, I was.
I hit save and left it. It didn't say error or I didn't force out. I saved it. It reset it back to Dynasty when I ran another mock draft. I just hit new mock draft. It went back to the Dynasty settings. It's like, what do you got to do? Go in there and I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. We got places to be. We got things to do.
Maybe Sebastian wasn't lying when he said he was having trouble with things.
Maybe we do an ESPN mock draft. I don't know. I just think that, like, I don't know. They're not even as exciting. I'd rather do like a mock draft show or a ranking show, than do that. But that's me.
Yeah, well, as much as some people might not like hearing it, if there's just no stakes to it. That's what kind of pulls it down for me.
Once you start playing for money, it's like it's hard to go back to just mock drafting when you could just be dropping. And sometimes it's like a $2 or $3 thing, I get it. Not everybody can do it. I understand. But as Grandpa said, you can please some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time, but never please all the people all the time. And look, I still believe this product, the show, offers a whole lot. Maybe the mock drafts are kind of something we don't do anymore, but I also do have a sponsorship that, I promote because that's how we keep the lights on. So, this mock drafting doesn't do anything for me on that level, which I'm not saying I'm all about that. That's why I tried to do it tonight, but this is garbage. DW to the moon that's what's not garbage. That's what we're talking about. It's fire right now. DW is absolutely blistering. What are we doing? I guess I'll go Shakir here. Just get some sort of stackage going on. I got A.D. Mitchell, Christian Watson, Ridley, C.D. Lamb, Shakir. I got Mark Andrews. Team's looking pretty decent. I've drafted better. I'm not going to lie. It's just I'm a little bit distracted as I started and kicked this off, but feel pretty good. I mean, my running backs are, you could say, a tiny bit thin. But I still have the ability to draft someone here. I got Trey Benson, Najee Harris. I unfortunately didn't get Warren or anybody like that, but I could definitely go. Let's go with the little let's go with a little. Let's go with a little Jalen Wright. I feel bad. I know the mock drafters aren't very pleased right now. I'm not saying I won't go back to it. I'm just saying, like, I closed the window out for tonight. Tonight I'm not real pleased with mock drafting. Tonight I just don't feel the vibe. On top of that, like, Yeet or anybody else trying to defend the mock draft environment right now, I've said this for about a year and a half now. The draft data is garbage. It's not accurate. Not to mention that these platforms, all it takes is one person to go in. I know I've coded my own websites back in the day when you built them by scratch. I know all about the back end of what goes on in these tools. And all it takes is one person to go in if they want to and update the mock draft list. Have one person on staff just say, you know what, it's February. Let me manually force through something that equals what ADP should be. Yep. But it sits for months. And what are we supposed to do? You know, like, I felt like last year we tried to mock draft all the way up to like June and July, and it was never updated. It seemed like garbage. We stopped mock drafting because of that.
Yep.
Mocking sucks in this what's that mean? Mocking sucks in this community from everyone reaching. Sorry to repeat myself. Why don't you try being positive, Yeet? Why don't you try being a positive presence in the chat? Because reading some of your comments sucks sometimes too. Where did Travis go? Or where did Sebastian go?
I don't know.
Blackbeard says, get the likes up, hit the like button. Andrew wants to know if JJ McCarthy's trash. Sick Nasty, you gonna take that? You gonna take that from Andrew? I feel bad. Sick Nasty is one of the most loyal people in the world because, like, the amount of trash talk I do on JJ McCarthy, not vicious. I always say he's a great person, great character. Like, this guy's a stand-up dude. Very well-mannered. I love that about J.J. McCarthy. And I think he'll be a decent quarterback. I never once said he'd be a bad quarterback. But I just don't think he'll feed J.J. the way we want him to be fed and that offense. But that's me. But Sick Nasty doesn't say a word. Like, he can take it. He's a tough guy. He thinks differently, and that's fine.
It's tough for me because here in, like, the Northeast, we don't have college football like they do in the Midwest or down south or stuff like that. So it's hard for me to relate. But, like, I always wonder and it's not just Michigan, it's all the fans. Like, if that player wasn't on the team that you, like, worship in Michigan, would you be saying the same thing about him? Or if someone wasn't on Ohio State or Florida, Texas, So, and like I said, I can't necessarily speak on it because in the Northeast, we don't have that, We don't have that environment. So this is something I always kind of wonder.
The other thing too is, like, I'll come up with some way to get the mock draft fixed in. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying we'll definitely have mock drafting on a regular basis, but I'll try and figure out a way to do it. It's not feasible. I get frustrated when the data's not even accurate. Like, how am I supposed to conduct a live stream when the data is not even accurate at all? When people are, like, going in and the mock draft looks like trash, and I'm auto picking, the settings are being redone for me. I've mock draft on Sleeper thousands and thousands and thousands of times, so I'm not a novice to it, but it's like setting on me, and I have to now get used to those quirks. I mean, good God. I guess I'll go Vidal because I need another RB potentially. I think my RB room's
They drafted you your 2 least favorite players in the mock draft.
Who'd I get? Caleb?
Nick Chubb and Deontay.
Okay. I see how it is. Let's go with Malachi Corley here. So my team so far in this draft is CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry, Josh Allen, Mark Andrews, Calvin Ridley, Christian Watson, Najee Harris, Trey Benson, A.D. Mitchell, Shakir, Jalen Wright, Vidal, and Malachi Corley. I like it. It's pretty good. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry the mock drafting didn't work out tonight. I apologize. Someone said my mock draft team isn't that bad. I closed it. I was so frustrated I just closed the window. I can't even go back to it if I want to. Well, I could search for it, but I'm not doing it. And I'm a little bit frustrated that there's no like somebody manually updating that ADP data until a certain period of time in the offseason. I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't really know if they did it differently this offseason. It doesn't look like it. But if they did change it a little bit better, make it better, then good for them. Last offseason, we checked, we mock drafted. I think it was like really late. Yeah. It was really late in the offseason when someone noticed that the Dynasty like PPR or something was set up right. So we had to use that setting in order to get a good ADP data. And then it's like, good God. I'm just not into it. What do you guys got? Anybody have any comments from today's show today? We talked about Marvin Harrison Jr. Before that, we talked about what else did we talk about? Oh, we had the Ramondre signing. Contract. Yeah, Ramondre signing. The Ricky Pearsall contract got signed. The running back salaries. The disrespectful Madden trailer in the first 4 seconds. The first play in the Madden trailer is a kickoff, and Fields is returning the kick. Like that's either going to be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he ends up, but according to Fields, he's like, I'm not here to return kicks. I'm here to, was kicked around, but he's like, I'm not here to return kicks. I'm here to play quarterback. So maybe that changes and he does return kicks. But wow, Madden just went wild with that one. We talked about Swift a lot. You guys have any other conversation pieces for the moment while we draft? No?
Do you do you see Michael Mayer having any value with Bowers? Do you see them being able to coexist because they kind of almost play a different type of tight end position, or just no because of the quarterback situation and several tight ends? And
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, but I do hope he Khalil Herbert. There's a handful of players I can think of. I think they're trade targets during the season at some point. Like if the Jets were smart, they'd go get Mayer. We've talked about that before. If the Colts were smart, they would go get Mayer. Cowboys, Ferguson, but
for Herbert.
But for running backs, for running backs,
Yeah,
you're right.
About that earlier.
So so during the year, I'll be promoting you'll constantly hear me drip this out once a week or so. Colts, go get Michael Mayer. Jets, go get Michael Mayer. Figure it out. What other teams could use Michael Mayer? Bengals.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Bengals could use Michael Mayer. That'd be great. Chargers. I don't want him there actually. Well, he'd be better than an LV. That would actually not be bad. No Commanders. I love Ben Sinnott. The Green Bay Packers are set. Lions are set.
I'd love for the Patriots to go get him, but where would it be good?
Rams were interested in Bowers. They might have some interest. I don't know.
Yep. Are there any? I'm sure, as like you said, as the off season goes on, more will pop up. But off the top of your head, are there anyone else that could be like really interesting, like a Mayer or a Khalil Herbert, that you could see like being a trade candidate? That if they go somewhere else, they become really interesting.
That's a good question. Anybody else have any? Throw out in the chat. Anybody has a trade idea for players? I would say, like, just looking at running back rankings, I would say I don't see any running backs, to be honest. I mean, unless like Charbonnet, I don't think they're trading them. Hold on, let me just make a pick real quick. When did Ricky Pearsall go?
He's going early.
I know,
he's
but
starting
like,
to jump up.
When did he get drafted in this particular draft? How high did he go? There's no way he went up here. Who's reaching like a madman? Where did he go in this draft? Oh, there he is. He's in round 9. 105? What's his ADP?
Like 130 something, isn't it?
I know we're in a snipe environment, so I get why you wanted to reach, but I'm just trying to see if maybe his ADP climbed to the point where he had to reach to get him there. I don't know. Let me look. Ricky Pearsall, 139. Nope. So he definitely reached about in 3 rounds. Yeah, reached about three little rounds. Not
in those $3 slow drafts. I'm finding if you want Pearsall or JD5 in our community, you almost have to reach 20 picks now.
Yeah,
it's just like out of control.
I mean, I get it, but you gotta be careful not to just. I'm trying to teach people that, like, you got to take what you can get. You got to take what falls to you. Use these drafts as an opportunity to go against what you normally do. You're doing that all day long, drafting Ricky, drafting all these show guys, right? Like, take the draft as it comes. Don't force anything crazy, and let it allow you to do diverse things with these drafts. But I mean, you start taking guys like Ricky, 37 picks ahead of ADP. That's wild. You don't want to get in that habit. You're going to get kicked in the nuts more times than you're going to hit home runs. John, you're live. I think Sebastian left again.
I just want to say I'm at the 3 spot. You drafted extremely well. I mean, if you look at every position, you're stacked. You hit every single player, every moon player, every single one of them. That's all I got to say.
Well, John coming in, he's trying to. You're trying to undo what Yeet did earlier, aren't you? You're trying to unwind the fabric of negative space time. he's unwinding negative space time for Yeet. He's trying. Let's look at your team. You're in the 3rd spot.
Yeah, I autoed a couple times. I missed out on Love. I missed out on Rodgers. You took him. Missed out on a few players. I tried.
Zamir. I mean, you got Quorum. I mean, look, you got good players. I mean, Pickens, Jaden Reed, McConkey. I mean, you got four good wide receivers. Still got Zamir White. I don't mind this. Your quarterback, Tua. Tua can have big games. I would like Tua in weeklies. I think he makes some better weeklies QB, but I mean, that's not horrible, bro. My team, you like my team? What do I have again? Lamb, Henry, Josh Allen, Andrews, Ridley, Watson, Najee, Trey Benson, A.D. Mitchell, Shakir, Jalen Wright, Bedell, Corley, Aaron Rodgers, Luke McCaffrey. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I think I need I've got 2 quarterbacks. They both have the same bye week in week 12. I got 1 tight end. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide receivers. So with 3 picks left, I need a quarterback and 2 tight ends. Because that's kind of how I build my teams. I don't always do that, but it makes sense too. Tight end, I could take. Man, they got all scooped up. Jeez. Is Dawson Knox available? No? Did he get grabbed? Jeez. Is he there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
No, Dawson Knox. I went Okonkwo. Did Dawson Knox get taken? Maybe he's just really down there.
Go with Parham Jr. He's way down there.
Oh, Knox is there. Okay. I don't know that I'm taking Knox. I just wanted to know. I'm trying to think if there's any way to stack Josh Allen. You guys like we kind of like Theo.
He's interesting. Could be the starter there.
Theo, Kraft, Dawson Knox. Who do you guys like? Who do you like, John? I got Josh Allen. I don't know if Knox will do it, it's like not a horrible idea.
I'd go with Kraft. Musgrave has a tendency to get hurt.
So is Kraft. He's hurt right now. Travis, you like Kraft or Knox or Theo?
I either go safe with Knox or I just roll the dice with Theo and see if he's a freak. I generally only take Kraft when I have Musgrave. I mean, sometimes I grab him, but
Do we have any more gifted memberships that I missed? I just want to make sure. DW, thank you, pal. Again, freaking monster. If my life was on the line and I needed gifted memberships to come in to save it, it would be DW and Perps, Ron Navy, and Will Snipes Sully. Am I missing somebody?
Yeah.
Who else does massive gifted memberships? Go ahead, John.
What do you think of Jalen Tolbert this year, considering I think it's Cook or whoever the veteran number 2 wide receiver at Dallas is getting up there. I think he's like 30. Jalen Tolbert, I think it's his second year, maybe his first or second year there.
I like him. I think he's got some upside.
I liked him when they drafted him, and then he didn't really catch on. But
yeah,
there's definitely an opportunity.
I mean, I think he's pretty decent. We'll have to see. I'm probably. I mean, he's on the board right now. He barely gets drafted. He's like the last round if anybody does decide to grab him. But that's not a dangerous place or anything. Usually, the last guy or two that you draft is you drop them at some point before the season anyway. So it's not a risky grab, and then he develops in camp, and you're like, oh wait, I got him. So that's kind of like one of those kind of okay moves to make. But you got Jalen Brooks, you've got the rookie Flournoy. He's probably the better option, I would think, to take over eventually. But Tolbert's probably the penciled in number 3. I'm not a big believer in Brandon Cooks this year, but Flournoy is the guy that I think will probably end up having the best shot at surprising people more so than Tolbert. But that's me. I could be wrong on that.
I think Ferguson is going to have a pretty good year. I think he can catch a lot of passes.
Yeah, Ferguson could be good. Knox is still in Buffalo, says Nick. Yeah, he's there, but not going to hold back Kincaid. Kincaid season's going to be in full effect, my guy. Kincaid season. On that note, here's a little science behind that. Please rate Team J Honey. Okay, Hunter. J Hunter. We've got Bijan, Debo, DK, Dalton Kincaid, the man of the hour, Lamar, Ramondre. We taking Ramondre a little high there? Or is that what's his ADP end up let me say it's around 80.
86.
Yeah, you're a little ahead on that. You got to let it fall, guys. You can't just. That's my fear. Is you get into a live. I put a piece of content out, and all of a sudden.
Yep.
All of a sudden, everybody's just reaching like hell, ruining the. We single-handedly moved to 80. CD Lamb's ADP about like 1 or 2 full draft spots on Sleeper. Oh, damn. Yeah. I just timed out. I didn't get another quarterback, did I? Son of a bitch. I wasn't paying attention. I was reading Jay. I blame Jay Honey on that. I blame Jay Honey on that. That's right. Let me go back to it. What was it? A puppy 2? Puppy 2. I got both my quarterbacks by week 12 and I only have 2 quarterbacks. Son of a B. Wasted that draft. There you go. See, John? You fall asleep at the wheel 1 minute and then I lose this draft. Damn it. And I didn't cue anybody. Maybe I won't need that 1 week and they'll both stay healthy. Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers. Maybe I'll be okay. And I timed out on Khalil Herbert. Maybe he'll get traded to Dallas and I'll win the league. All right.
It'll work out.
Okay, where was I? Bijan, Debo, DK, Dalton Kincaid, Lamar, Ramondre, DeAndre Hopkins, Jaden Daniels. Great value for Jaden Daniels in round 8. Yeah, good team, bro. Brock Bowers, Jerome Ford, really, really good squad. Really good squad. I'd probably say that one's definitely, that's really good. You just reached on Ramondre a little bit, but that's a really good squad. Jaden Daniels shouldn't have been down there, I don't think, at 92. Maybe that's where his puppy 2 ADP is, though. I don't know. Okay. Miles, Gibbs, Achane, Hurts, McBride. No wide receivers until round 5. Ballsy. JSN, Jameson, Keon Coleman. Kyler going double dipping on those. Ricky, so you grab Ricky, 30 overall, 30 something ADP spots too high. But I get it. Jahan Dotson, I like your team. It's a really good team. Ben Sinnott. I like that.
At least he had a reason kind of for a region because he needed to build out his wide receivers. So I can see it a little more.
Team number 8, Amon-Ra, JT, Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, McLaurin, Kenneth Walker, Joe Burrow, Zach Moss. I like it. Really good. Team 7, JJ, Mike Evans, Devontae Smith, Flowers. I never liked those teams, bro. I don't ever go 4 straight.
That teammate is one of those teams like it looks pretty good and it doesn't like jump off the page.
But
like you
win.
say, oh, it's pretty good, I like it, but it could win. Like,
Yeah.
If you look at each one of those guys.
I like it. Troy, A.J. Brown, Drake, London, Kelsey, Mahomes, very good. Worthy. It's interesting for sure. Golf. My boy Golf in here. Puka, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs. Is that our golf? That might not be our golf. God, that's all wide receivers. I don't like that. Even Jordan Addison, like it just continues and continues. I'm not a fan of that golf. I'm sorry. If that's our golf, I apologize, but it is what it is. I'm just being honest. Marvin Harrison Jr., Barkley, Tank Dell, Travis Etienne, CJ Stroud, Brian Thomas. That's a really good team, Tebow. Finally, a balanced team. I like it. That's probably one of the better teams you've drafted in a long time. I don't know about the end of it. I don't know if I love all those picks, but the first half of your draft is phenomenal. Marvin Harrison Jr., Barkley, Tank Dell, Etienne, Stroud, Brian Thomas, Ingram. Really good. And John, you did good. I like your team, as I said earlier. You did good. Your late picks. I love Burton. I should have got another quarterback. Damn it. My team looks so good. It's just, how can I win now? Scooby, Tyreek, Malik, Neighbors. Too high on Neighbors. Nico's not bad value there, but Neighbors is so high. You could swap those and then it'd make more sense ADP wise, but then I'd tell you Neighbors went too high. I think you drafted. I would not take Neighbors in the second round. Pacheco, Cooper, Adunze, Godwin, too many wide receivers, Scooby. I don't like it. Sorry. And that's all she wrote. Good teams. Harrison from the 1. It's too many receivers for me. I know everyone's going to say, Smitty, don't you know the receivers won it? Anyway. Well,
Hey,
yeah.
Aldi in the chat was asking, in Dynasty, should he trade Pacheco, Amari Cooper, and a 2026 third rounder for HN?
Pacheco, Amari,
Yep.
and a what?
Yep. 2026 third rounder.
For Achan?
Yeah.
I would say
Interesting.
it's a lot to give up, but at the same time, I don't know what Pacheco's long-term value is. I don't know how much I love Amari long-term. I don't mind him for a year or two, but I don't care so much about the third rounder. I would, if you've got the depth at wide receiver to do this, like you're able to, you're not like you don't have a vacant hole now in your lineup. You're not struggling to fill it. Like if you've got Christian Watson or something that can now go into your lineup, or something like that, a Jahan Dotson even, then I'm doing this trade personally, but I'm crazy and I overpay for HN a little bit if I can't get him from the HN owner. He's hard to get in Dynasty because it seems to me most people that have him love him, but tough to know. Especially, why that is? The HN owner usually loves him is because they got him for free practically. And they're living on cloud 9 with it. There's occasionally those people you run into that are like, I'm going to break up with the player before they hurt me. And they just get rid of a good player just to do it, and they destroy their team. But for the most part, people that found HN, they feel like a genius, and they want to live that out as long as it lasts. they just, I found him. And good for them. But it does kind of make them hold on to him really tight. But that is definitely because of the negativity in the fantasy space about and directed toward Kyron and HN. They're definitely players you got to keep targeting because there will be weak links that are like listening to the noise. So you either find somebody that absolutely loves him and won't trade him for anything, or somebody's like listening to all this noise and they're like, I got to get rid of him.
Worried. Yep. Yeah.
John.
So
Hey, Smitty, I've been really liking the RB back-to-back drafts. I'm not sure if that's the pyramid or the double method, but every time I do that draft or that method, it seems like the whole thing just fits together like a puzzle.
With the quarterback or just the running back only?
The running back.
Okay. Yeah, so what he's talking about, the tripod.
The tripod, like
Minus the quarterback.
pyramids in ancient Egypt, consists of drafting one of Allen, Mahomes, or Hurts to go with one of these round 1 running backs and one of these running backs in round 2.
The crazy part, so you're saying you like to do it without the quarterback piece, but the crazy part is that you can now get, I almost have to redo this, which is why I don't say any names. If you've noticed, I don't say any names in this video other than the quarterbacks, because I was afraid that the moment I settle in on it and record it, that these values will jump around. And sure enough, now Achane and Kyren are falling into round 3. And so now I can essentially, I still got to redo it though, because I say round 1 and round 2, but I can put different pieces in this or figure it out. But the tripod's now becoming a quad pod. So quite arguably, there'll be a quad pod version where I say draft one of these quarterbacks, but now you're potentially trying to get, I don't know, come up with something different, but you also got to try and land the quarterback in round 4 if you're going to use one of the round 3 picks on the running backs. But it's crazy how Achane and Kyren have now left round 2 practically. But I'll also try John going Jamar Chase or Hill or Lamb, and then going Kyren and Achane. Those are my favorite drafts right now. I love those. Those are my favorite teams. And then if you get like a Hurts or a Mahomes with it, that's called the, I don't know what we can call that. The full Monty. I don't know what that is. Chase, Kyren, Achane, and Hurts. It's like the best start known to man. All right, hold on. I got a question here from Soap Dog. Soap Dog. Where does that come from? Do you like you buy and sell exotic soaps? What's the Soap Dog about? 4 months. Smitty, how do I move DJ Moore? I don't know that he was that tough to move. There's a lot of people that like him. But he's in a crowded room. Maybe the people that want to buy him cheaper. I don't know. I'd start with Kyren and Achane. I'd start with using him as a accoutrement additive to get your quarterback slightly upgraded. I would potentially look to use DJ Moore to slightly upgrade another player, like running back or wide receiver. If I could get turn a Mixon or something like that into a doubted Kyren or Achane. I'd trade DJ Moore for Jonathan Brooks, obviously. If you got to give up more, I'd trade DJ Moore for Trey Benson. I'd trade... those are things that I would try and do. I don't know that you're going to get a straight wide receiver for wide receiver swap. Christian Watson, I mean, if you want to take a gamble, you probably get a lot more with it. What other, you guys got any ideas? DK Metcalf, because he's doubted in Dynasty. Clearly, it seems like people.
Yeah, a lot of people doubt him. I
would do a straight across trade on that. Jaden Reed plus something. JSN plus something.
I would consider keeping him.
Brian Thomas Jr. I don't want DJ Moore personally, but I mean, you can defend it. Go ahead.
I mean, Keenan Allen's, he's probably not going to be there. I don't see them giving him an extension. He's 32. DJ Moore's 26, 25. I think he's 25. Could be wrong, but I mean, he's a phenomenal player, but not the best situation.
So do you think Odunze it's behind him or ahead of him. Because like in my mind, Odunze will take that number 1 job from him.
Tank Dell. Go
But
get Tank
you
Dell.
may have a different opinion.
Go get Tank Dell. Kenneth Walker, if you want to get risky and go get an RB. Zach Moss and something. Ramondre Stevenson and something, maybe. I don't know. DJ Moore's like... Ziggy, how old is DJ Moore? Let's see when his birthday is.
DJ Moore was born on April 14, 1997 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, U.S.
Is it? No. Ziggy off.
Yes, that's right. He turned 27 in April.
Okay. Well, I mean, he's got a couple years left for sure. Yeah, two or three. So that's a long time. I don't know. I don't totally hate your idea of keeping him, but he's wanting to trade him, so he clearly doesn't want to keep him. But yeah, I'd say 2 or 3 years left. But give me Kenneth Walker, give me Jonathan Brooks, give me Tank Dell, give me DK Metcalf, give me a quarterback upgrade, give me Jaden Daniels. Like, obviously, I'd use him to get Jaden Daniels somehow. I'd use him to get Achane or Kyron. I'd use him to get, I mean, I'd even go get like Saquon Barkley. I think Jacobs and Saquon Barkley, they probably only have 2 to 3 years left, but I don't know if you can win. You know, that's something I would look to do. Sometimes I run toward fire in a dynasty if I feel like my team's really, really strong. While everybody's trying to get rid of anybody that's over the age of 26 years old, 25 years old, sometimes there's value there. Olave is kind of in a weird spot. Maybe people are vulnerable on. You can't probably get Olave for DJ Moore, but you might be able to give up something with it to get it done. That's all I can think of right now. All right, boys. I think I'm out of here. Appreciate you.
Yeah, there's just so people know, there's still 3 spots in that $3 slow draft.
Oh, let me throw the link in here. I'll fill it right now. $3 slow draft. Here comes the link. Grab it now. Boom. We'll fill it real quick. All right, boys. Who's on the phone here? We got Sebastian. Sebastian, you got any final thoughts?
Yeah, you were just talking about like your tripod and how you didn't want to use like some names because of like players have been falling, like specifically Achane and Kyron. I was gonna ask. I currently have about 250 teams with about a 20% exposure both to Achane and Kyron. Do you think I should just hold off a little on drafting them because they are falling down the ADP board if I do plan on continuing to mass draft?
You're in a dilemma because now they're better value than they've ever been. I would say just mix it up, bro. Mix it up. You know, what I also like to tell people to do is pick a contest like the Puppy 2 and do nothing but that strategy. And then in the Puppy 3, don't do any of it. And then the Puppy 4, do, you know, or whatever. You know, like you can pick certain contests to force yourself, like be disciplined with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what else I've been finding myself doing is just sticking to ADP value and just finding the biggest values and really between the top 3 best players available, just whichever one has the like best ADP because a lot of these boards are shifting right now.
That was your gentler way of saying you like to auto draft. There's the link to the Patreon, guys. Jump in. There's definitely spots left right now for the 240 plus man draft. All right, I'm out of here, boys.
Yeah,
Have a good night. All right.
Later, everybody.
All right, later, John. Later,
Bye.
Sebastian. Later, Travis. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you to DW dropping fire all night long. Just like an absolute monster. I apologize for my mock draft outburst. I don't know. I maybe I changed my mind. Maybe I changed my mind. The draft starts in 22 seconds. I just don't see mock drafting as a lucrative productive task anymore. I'm not saying I won't try and attempt to do it again. Probably do it on ESPN. But tonight was not. It was just disappointing. It just didn't. And it's also it's like there's no stake in it. It's like you can't even get excited about it anymore now that we're doing best ball drafts. And I know nobody wants to hear that, but the honest truth is, though, too, there are only, if we do 1 or 2 drafts, there are only 12 people, 11, if you take me out of it, that get to partake in it, right? And then if we do a second draft, about half of that's going to be the same group. So you say 11 plus maybe 6 more people. So like 17 people actually benefited from drafting. Hear me out. So 17 people, it was important to those people to mock draft on said live stream. The rest of the thousands of views that come after the next day, or the other people that didn't get in, they didn't get to draft. So why not just watch a best ball draft? Why do they need to draft and sit through a bad mock draft with bad ADP data? When you're doing something like what I do for a living here, you have to risk assess everything. You've got to look at it all. And from my perspective, I'm helping 16 people feel really good about mock drafting, with thousands of other people getting a much worse draft experience to watch it play out. Why would I do that? Why would I continue to mock draft for 16 to 18 people if I do 2 separate drafts that I just get 100% different people in it? That is 22 people, because I'm in each of the drafts, that get to relish in the fact that they're mock drafting. What about the thousands that rewatch it? They want to watch a stupid, bad ADP mock draft? I don't think so. So I'm hurting myself. I'm hurting the channel by mock drafting. That's how my mind works, and that's how you should look at it. You know, and again, this comes back to the loud minority. There's gonna be a small minority group of people that are the drafters that are gonna complain about it, right? But they're really loud, and it takes doing this a while to be able to see through that. I'll tell you where I was wrong. When I thought the boss horn was not a problem, I thought it was the reverse going on. I thought we had about 5 or 6 loud people that were complaining about it, and little did I know that the boss horn was literally the reverse. There was tons of people that were upset. Not as many voicing their opinion, but once they started doing it, we realized the boss horn was a problem. I had to change directions. But do you understand what I'm saying? That judgment call for me, while it pissed off the 11 or 15 or 20 or even 50 people that loved the boss horn, there were thousands of people that didn't. And it was that grand of a problem. Same thing with this. It's the same thing. I know it doesn't feel like it to the people that want a mock draft, but it is. There are probably 20 to 50 people live tonight that wanted to draft, and there was only 11 that got in. Appreciation for adding me to the Patreon League on Sleeper. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. We will be drafting the Patreon League there. So we are supporting Sleeper. I don't dislike Sleeper. I don't dislike them. They don't pay me anything. They're not a sponsor of mine, but I still support them from a league management perspective. But I just don't like the mock draft anymore. That's all. I sometimes get even tired of drafting, period. I love talking football. I love open phone lines. I love doing that kind of stuff more than I like the tedious drafting. But, I do like building, teams that can win money. It is fun. But at some point we do get, like, when it becomes August, I start getting really drained on the drafting. Right now I'm still rejuvenated, but we'll see. Thank you all for participating in tonight's show. I'm sorry about the mock draft situation. I'll see you all tomorrow. I go live whenever big news breaks, so we'll be live tomorrow if any kind of news breaks whatsoever. I'm live 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. I'm live when big news breaks. I'm live most midnights doing drafts or whatever. And, you can find all my channels. The Patreon channel, I just dropped that link in the live chat. Underdog Fantasy, click the link that's pinned in the live chat if you want to draft. I'll see you all later. Hit that like button on the way out the door if you could.
The Saturn Men.
One small step for man, one giant leap for Saturn.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars Men. The Moon Men. Dropping loads in outer space.
Space Monsters.
And off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.
It's time for some revenge, Revenge tour, revenge tour. Revenge tour, revenge tour.
Patreon link has been pinned. Oh, I pinned the wrong thing. I pinned I pinned Travis's comment. Okay, I pinned the Patreon link. Hit that link. If you want to become a Patreon member, do it live.
It's time for some revenge,
Travis is going to be pissed off he even said this. There is a possibility, Travis, that if I feel like I need to squeeze somebody else on the Moonman list, we're going to move Ramondre from it to the Revenge Tour board. Travis is like, son of a bitch. Why did I say anything? I was thinking about it anyway, but you reminded me to mention that. Not saying I don't like him. But he could be the vulnerable piece on the Moonman board to move over to the Revenge, because he qualifies for the Revenge Tour. And if we need to make room, I'm just telling you. Travis can't sleep. He's not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
I'm a cardinal, hey, mama, cardinal. 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 The Cardinals look to be rising, and they may change.